How is it going, everybody? It is Corey Lee. Man, and today we are here. We getting ready to talk some more about spiritual warfare. You know, the thing about spiritual warfare is that everybody is involved, whether they like it or not. Everybody is involved, whether they believe it or not. Everybody is involved, whether they know how or not. And the last thing you want to be is involved but on the wrong side of the war. That's the last thing you want to be, is involved and on the wrong side. Involved in serving the wrong kingdom. Involved and got the wrong God. So I'm getting ready to go through some stuff that I wrote. A lot of times I like to write first because when I write, it's just something about how writing really do bring out the word of knowledge. Like it's especially when I do it at a certain time of day. And it's like the anointing of God to be sitting right there just guiding my words. And I just be like, oh man. And I mean, it happened the same way when I record too. But usually when I write, like I can get more in depth about a specific topic instead of just talking about all of it. Cause like if you let me record, like, bro, like we could go on for a long time. And cause I don't get tired of teaching people about this. I don't get tired of talking about it. I don't get tired of thinking about it. And I don't get tired of living it out either. But man, sometimes it can get tiring though. I ain't been lying to you, but the name of the game is, even if you tired, don't give up, you know. But there's a lot of things that the Most High God is going to protect us from, right? I mean, after all, if God wasn't here to protect us, to a lot of us, like, we'd be already gone already. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's some stuff that he do protect you from. But it's going to be a point in time when the kingdom of darkness is going to be given room to actually fire real arrows at you that really will land shots. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible tells us to put on the whole armor of God so that we may be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. Like, it don't mean that they ain't gonna shoot them at you, you know, but you got to be able to stand up against them, right? Like, armor is meant to shield you from shots that actually do land. Armor is meant for you to not be wounded. But the shots are gonna land. It's just, are you gonna end up wounded? You know, some of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make when they fire attacks at you is that they think you care about like what it is they trying to attack. But right, they think you care about how people look at you. They think you care about what it is they say about you. They think you care about the stuff they say about you. They think you care anything about having a reputation among some groups of people. The Bible also say this, to beware if everybody speak well of you. If everybody ain't got nothing but good things to say about you, chances are you ain't been through some spiritual warfare. And chances are, it's a reason why. And it ain't nobody too saved to be exempt from being a target. Oh, I want to talk about that a little bit. Right? Ooh, man, I got some itchy in my shoe. Man, that's the price you pay for coming out in the wilderness. I just like being out here in the wilderness, right? Like I am a outdoor, outside type of person. Like that's just how I get down, you know. But God has purpose in why he allowed the kingdom of darkness to attack you and the fire shots that land, you know, because you cannot learn to war while sitting in the barracks. Like, what are the barracks? The barracks are like houses that are meant to have soldiers sleep in there. You know, like the places that all the soldiers have their bunk beds and all that kind of stuff. Like those are the barracks, and you can't learn the war in there. There is no such thing as Call of Duty spiritual warfare. And don't steal my idea. Maybe I might go to them with a nice proposal. But like there is no Call of Duty spiritual warfare you can play. But like there ain't much room for practice out here. And it's like once you come to Christ, you become a target. Specifically because the devil don't like the fact that you change kingdoms. And just because you saved now does not mean your life gonna be easier. Stuff gonna get hard. And those are the things that we never tell people because, well, I can't say we, because I've been telling people this all the time. Like when I came to the real reality of it, I was shocked. I'm like, man, now I thought being a child of God was gonna make stuff smoother and easier and God was gonna be with me and everything as long as I obeyed him. Yeah, that's true. But you also forgetting about the fact that you signed up for warfare. Like it ain't that I forgot, I know. You know, other than being a child of God, a soldier in the army of the Lord is your most basic job description. And like whether you like it or not, know it or not, or believe it or not, you will become part of it. And you got one option or the other. You could either get up and fight, endure until you know how to fight, or you could become a casualty, a fall away. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of us get wounded in these battles. Sometimes we end up in God-forsaken predicaments, things that we shouldn't be in. Like, you know, stuff that attach itself to our life that we got to somehow get out of. But at the end of the day, man, a righteous man falls 7 times, but he always get back up again. Always. You got to always dust yourself off again and keep moving. You know? But at the same time, you gotta be put in situations that teach you how to war. Without being put in them situations, you will not get it. You will always think God hate you, life hate you, it's always hard for you, but it's easy for everybody else. It ain't that it's easy for everybody else, it's just that some people know exactly what's going on, and you just might not know. You know what I'm saying? And then you got them times when God prunes you, God chastises you, he cuts you back a little bit, and then you end up giving credit to the devil for it, and it's like, now wait a minute now. But you know, now you can end up in hard times sometimes specifically for your deliverance. It ain't always spiritual warfare. You know, but if you never get put in situations that cause you to examine yourself sometime, then you would never even really be put in like you would never have a mirror put in front of your face that drive you to deliverance. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who believes that they too saved to be a target is probably already on the side of demons. Oh, believe it or not, if you think, oh, I'm too saved for the devil to mess with me. I'm too saved for the devil to attack my mind. I'm too saved. Well, look, think about Job. God said that Job was a righteous man who shunned evil. And God picked Job for the devil to go after. Sometimes you got to think about it like that too. You know what I'm saying? Think about Jesus. It took Jesus 40 days to go and fast out in the wilderness, and Satan himself came to see him. Satan himself came to see him. And you will have things in your life that ain't always just Satan. It's so many demons, so many fallen angels. It is not just Satan doing the stuff. Satan can't be in more than one place at a time. He's not omnipresent. Is always another unclean spirit willing to get their hands dirty. Most of the time, Satan ain't even done nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's one of his little minions doing the dirty work. But Like, you always got to keep your eye open, man. And sometimes we could be opening the door to spirits and things like that, you know, having a way. Sometimes that come through other people. Well, most of the time it come through other people. You know, people will lie on you. People will get you to believe stuff about yourself that ain't true. Speaking spells and curses on you, hoping you agree with it. You know, it does not pay to be in a world of real darkness, being a pretend believer in the power of the cross. It does not pay to be lukewarm about your faith, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up weaponized against people that's for real about it, and then God got to come see you. And God is willing to do that. Like, everybody believe that just because God is forgiving, then that means he just gonna let people do whatever they want until kingdom come. That ain't true. Especially if you are being used of the devil to wreak havoc in the life of somebody who's for real about this. Like I said in one of my other videos, if only people knew who it was standing in front of them, like, they'll be thinking twice about the stuff they say. They'll be thinking twice about the way they act. If only they knew that some of your prayers are capable of touching heaven, they'll think twice about some of the stuff they do and say. But a lot of people ain't come to the end of themselves yet. Some people can do this forever, you know. But at the end of the day, like, when a demon has got somebody, demons don't get tired. But they don't. I mean, they might wait for a more opportune time, but they don't get tired. And that's why some people never get tired of lying. That's why some people never get tired of cursing. That's why some people never get tired of cheating. That's why some people never get tired of their ways, because when a demon has got somebody, they just don't get tired. You know what I'm saying? And it almost is kind of bothering sometimes that the kingdom of darkness is even willing to use your own loved ones, all just to stop you, and leaving your loved ones heartbroken in the process because of all the hell they raised, right? But the sad thing about this is that you can cast out a demon, just not from somebody that's not for real with God. Because all you're going to do is set them up to end up 7 times worse when they still don't want Christ. Some people say they want Christ because they don't want to go to hell. But when they really think about all the things that they're going to have to give up in the process, it's like, nah, I don't think the gospel that serious. Nah. God is forgiving. I mean, yes, he is, but you do need to understand that you really need to come to saving faith. You really need to come to a point in time of being a believer is resulting in you receiving the Holy Spirit. You know, some people's faith is not to the extent that they go and seek the Lord to receive the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't take the gospel that far. Like, all they want is to just feel like they're going to heaven. That's it. And those people are in a perfect position to become intertwined in a real believer's life to the extent that they could be weaponized against them. Perfect position. Because Satan himself know how to pretend Christian, and he'll get away with it for a long time, but he just cannot resist showing you his fruit. He just cannot resist his own nature. He's the father of lies. Some people speak lies by nature, and an accuser of the brethren. They don't know how to word anything without throwing some accusation in there. That's the fruit of a devil. But not only a liar, but an accuser and a character assassin. Those are the fruits of a devil. You need to know those things, and those things come by way of trying to set you backward. Speaking of setting you backward, you know, they might be able to do what I call bruise your heel, as in slowing you down, having you put out fires before you can even continue building the house. You know, they might be able to have you step in some mud that's causing you to walk a little more slow, or having you to take a couple steps backwards just to get one step forward. But they can't stop you. That's the thing. They can't stop you from progressing. All they sent to do is slow you down. I mean, no, they are sent to stop you. But as long as you keep your faith intact, all they got is to slow you down. That's it. Like, that's the most they got. And it's gonna come a point in time when the words out of your mouth is gonna have to do damage to them. It's just gonna have to come a time when that's gonna have to happen. That's how you war in the spirit. You open up your mouth and say something. You open up your mouth and cause things to happen. I mean, how else you think you cast out a demon? Smacking it on the back of the head? No. You open up your mouth. God gave you power to do these things. And you got to understand that the words of your mouth might sound like a small thing, but if somebody's words of their mouth can cause bitterness in your heart, then what make you think the words of your mouth can't have the kingdom of darkness and trembling? You know what I mean? Some people don't get it, man. Like, they'll play around with things of the world forever, all the way until they become demon possessed. And it ain't a whole lot that you can do about that. All you can do is tell them. And see, some people don't believe it, take all this and take all that. But just because they don't believe it, don't mean it ain't true. In fact, not believing it puts you in the worst position. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, whatever God got to do for somebody else's deliverance, even if they have to end up in a very bad predicament because of what they didn't believe. Especially around this time of year. I've been telling Christians to quit celebrating Halloween. They don't want to hear it. Instead, what they say is, who is you to tell me anything because you ain't perfect? Like, you know how many times I done heard that from people? Like, it's almost getting old. Christ is perfect. And I'm telling you, ask Christ. But now, would you rather wait until you got to stand before the Son of Man? And what they don't know is that they are the target. The lukewarm believer is the target. You are the one that get picked off one by one, piece by piece, all because you thought stuff was a game. The world is crazy right now, y'all. Hollywood is crazy. Everybody just now finding out about how crazy the music industry is. It's kind of sad to me because this stuff been getting exposed for years. Oh, and now y'all believe it. Y'all think Diddy is the monster. And it's bigger fish to fry than Diddy. He probably was just getting too old and tired, and they found somebody other than him to take his spot. It happens all day long in the kingdom of darkness. Everybody's willing to challenge their position. There ain't no friends in the game, you know? And so all you got is the devil, or you got the Most High God. And if you want to continue sleeping on God, then all you got is the devil. Because there's going to come a time when the man of sin, the world leader, is going to call up everybody whose names are not written in the book of life to take the mark on their right hand or forehead. It didn't say that he's going to cause people who don't believe the Bible. No, that ain't, I mean, at the end of the day, like, that is what it is. But whoever's name is not written in the book of life, it's not going to be as simple as making a choice. It's not going to be as simple as refusing. If your name is not written in the book of life, he will cause you to do that. Now, it's a million ways that can work, but I personally believe that he's doing all the things possible to make sure people are flooded with demons to the extent that they can't resist them. And that's happening in a lot of ways through a lot of laws that's being passed right now. Like a lot of entertainment, stuff like that. People you sleep with and all of that kind of stuff is all being passed around. And it's going to become a point in time when the world is primed, prepped, and ready. But he ain't going to be satisfied until the believers are off the earth. You know? And the Bible say that he's going to be given power to overcome the saints. No, he didn't say that we was going to just disappear and not have to put up with it. No, he said that he's going to be given power to overcome the saints. That's Bible 101. But people not believing it don't mean that's not how it is. You know? And you pay a heavy price not knowing your enemy. Oh, you pay an even heavier price not knowing the Lord. But it's going to come a time when God is going to allow these attacks to take place in your life. Allow. But not make. But all he got to do is step out of the way. And if you don't understand what's going on with you now, I pray that this video actually helps you understand it. Things going wrong with your finances, stuff going wrong with your kids, stuff at your job, car trouble at the most inopportune time, right when you just got a job and you already 2 months behind on bills. Like it all seemed to happen like that at the worst possible time and in the worst possible combinations of things. Stuff like that could be a result of spiritual warfare, especially during this point in time in your life. But the one thing that you need to know is this: the grace and mercy and power of God is going to carry you through. You just got to believe it. If you don't understand some of the things that's been going on in your life, just say to yourself this: all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purposes. But like, you just need to know that. If you don't know that, it'll be too easy for you to fall apart in those times. And just because you do fall apart don't mean you got to fall away. Get back up and try again. Start over. Do it again. Do it again and do it some more. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is more real than anything you think. And anything you see, this is more real than that. Anything. But this is more real than anything you think it is. And just because we can't see it, we think it don't exist. Is real people out here right now. And some of them run in churches. Whole witches and warlocks. A whole lot of them are a part of the police force. Whole witches and warlocks in satanic cults. That's why every time you go around certain people, bad things always seem to happen. Some of these people just got these spirits on them. And just because you around don't mean everything gonna work smoothly. Just like I said before, the devil himself came to see Jesus when he was filled with the Holy Spirit without measure. He himself went there to see. And he was a man of many sorrows, many of them. It is enough that the student become like his what? Teacher. You know? Right now, during this time, it's a lot of war breaking out. A lot of us really don't know why these wars are taking place. I personally believe it's because the kingdom of darkness is trying to get further and further in position before the Antichrist come. I personally believe that. A lot of wars take place as demonic sacrifices. They really do. I would stay prayed up during this time. The market crash is on its way to happening. I mean, they've been talking about this for years. But they also been talking about what? A new world order. It's here, believe it or not, you know? But just because you don't believe it don't mean it ain't here. And if you think that the world couldn't possibly be that bad, it's because you still love it. All right, so I got somebody wanting to call me day and night. That's a demon. No, that really is a demon. Like all this time I've been sitting here, my phone ain't been blowing up. That's a demon. Like I've been at this park since like 1 o'clock. But now all of a sudden I'm sitting here talking about it. Oh, now I want to blow your phone up all dang on day. But heck, and they full of trouble anyway. But look, if it was anybody else, I probably wouldn't think about it like that. Right? And it almost don't matter who it is. And anybody can become compromised. Anybody. Your mother, your sister, your brother, your kids, your teacher, your boss, your pastor, your deacon, your elder, your altar work, and anybody can become compromised. Anybody can. You are no match for a demon all by yourself. All you got to do is let your heart become too overcharged with anything. Too overcharged with emotion, hate, anger. Stuff like that. Yeah, you compromised. You know, and I don't mean compromise as in like sinned. But I mean compromise as in like you letting them have an enroll into your life somewhere. Do all that you can to stay in peaceful environments as often as you can, unless God have you do something otherwise. If people don't want to be peaceful, all they're going to end up letting happen is for the devil to wreak havoc. And the war is always against what? The real believer. Or to get you to fall. If I can get you to fall, I can have everybody else. It's not going to happen. Sorry. Now, I ain't saying it can't happen, but I don't intend on doing that today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been in some hard, harsh situations for almost no reason. Until God had to open my eyes up to spiritual warfare. Sometimes we can assume stuff is spiritual warfare, but you really don't know, no. You know what I'm saying? To God open your eyes, be like, that's a demon. Oh, and I'm going to show you exactly why they keep doing what they're doing. I'm going to show you exactly why this keep happening like that in this order. But y'all got to understand. Spiritual warfare is hot and heavy right now, man. Like the war is actually turning up. Once you see real war taking place, oh, just believe it. The spiritual war is going to get even heavier. Even heavier. That's why it don't pay to not be for real with God. Well, how do I be for real with God? Like, it don't really, look, it defeat the purpose for me to say that to you and not at least point you in the right direction of how to do it. First and foremost, you need to pray. I don't care how you say it. Lord, I'm ready to get for real. What can I do? Like, I don't care if it's just as simple as that. Because prayer do a lot. It sounds like a small thing, but it do a whole lot. Secondly, like you need to clear your mind from all demonic influences. Whether that's the music you listen to, the people you talk to, stuff like that. Keep your mind clear from demonic influences because that is going to make room for other kinds of spiritual growth, right? As long as your mind cleared and your heart can clean up. And when your heart can clean up, your body can clean up. When your body can clean up, all the other stuff in your life can be more under subjection to Christ. But first and foremost, keep your mind clear. So you can't stop cussing because you can't stop putting it in your mind, right? You can't stop having fits of rage because you got rage being put in your mind. Some way, shape, or form, you feeding it something. What is it? And a lot of people don't know that demons feed off your energy and effort. Don't argue with people under the inspiration of a devil. Now, it ain't wrong to tell them something. Heck, but once people start getting in that mode, you can't say nothing to them. Like, I don't care how much they want to talk. You really can't say nothing to them. It's not going to do anything unless they themselves want to be free. And demons know how to craft situations piece by piece, one by one, little bit by little bit, all to lead up to a point. They know how to do what they might call groom somebody up or wear somebody down. But, let me keep on and keep on and keep on until that wall fall apart. Stay strong, steadfast and immovable. Man, because you don't know the evil I've had to endure. I might not look like the kind of person that know anything about this, but I know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there are real, regular people who you'd never expect or suspect to be full of the devil. And some of them y'all watch on TV. Some of them you kissing in the mouth. Some of them you feeding every day. Some of them you live next door to. Some of them you live upstairs from. Real regular people full of the devil. Like, it's more common than you think it is. I mean, more people are full of the devil than people that are actually happy in life. Like, that's saying something. There are more people full of the devil than people that are actually happy. Well, there should be a lot of people happy about something, at least. Some people can't be happy. They full of the devil. It don't matter what they get. It's always something wrong. It's always something not enough. It's always somebody. It's always somebody else's fault, too. It's never them. It's never them who need to change something. It's always somebody else. It's like it's always what somebody else did to them. But at the end of the day, y'all, all these things y'all see happening right now, especially in the music industry, it's worse than what's on TV. It's worse than Diddy. It is. It's much worse than that. Far more worse than that. You just don't know. Because you don't see it. But just because you can't see it don't mean it ain't real. I always tell everybody this. Look, if you allowed to be in Hollywood, you probably serve the devil. Like, long story short. But now I ain't gonna sit here and accuse everybody. That's why I use the word probably. But it's very high chance. Very, very high chance. I don't believe nobody rich and famous who say I didn't sell my soul. Well, you probably sold it through the music you make. Well, you lead other people to sin. In exchange, you get the money. That's you selling your soul. But other than that, y'all, stay safe, stay blessed, and please, for crying out loud, put on the whole armor of God so that you might withstand the wiles of the devil. Peace.